This is the touching story of a dog who attends his owner's funeral, and how the man's best friend adopts him after the funeral. It all started when a dog from North Carolina named Toby's owner, John, sadly passed away. To anyone who knew John, it was no secret that he had a very special bond with his dog. They were always seen together everywhere. So when John passed away, Toby was absolutely devastated. But what happened next was truly amazing. John's best friend, who was like a brother to him, took Toby to the funeral. The dog stayed by John's coffin the entire time and even barked once or twice as if he wanted to say goodbye to his beloved owner. After the funeral, John's best friend, whose name was David, took Toby back to John's house. He didn't know what to do with the dog at first because he didn't want to adopt him. He felt like he wasn't worthy of taking care of Toby like John did. As the days went by, David started taking Toby for walks, played fetch with him in the park, and basically gave him all the love and attention he needed. But there was one thing that David couldn't do, and that was to let Toby sleep in his bed with him. One night, though, everything changed. It was one of those cold winter nights where the temperature dropped below 0. And when David went to bed, he left Toby's dog bed right next to his own. But in the middle of the night, David woke up and heard some scratching sounds coming from his door. When he opened the door, he saw Toby's dog bed was empty. At first, he was furious with Toby for doing this. But then he started to get worried because he knew how cold it was outside. David started looking for Toby and called his name, but there was no answer. He was starting to think that he would never find his dog and that he ran away. But just as he was about to give up, he heard some faint barking sounds coming from under his bed. David was very surprised when he saw Toby under there. The dog was shaking because of how cold he was. So David quickly picked him up and took him to his bed and wrapped him in a blanket. Toby laid down and immediately fell asleep. David couldn't help but feel bad for yelling at Toby. He was just trying to keep himself warm. From that day on, Toby was allowed to sleep in David's bed. He was so grateful for this, and he knew that John would be happy for him, too. One day, David took Toby to the vet for a checkup. And when the vet examined the dog, she told them that Toby was one of the healthiest dogs she had ever seen. And she said that was probably because of how much love and care he received from John and, of course, from David. Today, Toby lives happily with David. And even though it's been years since John passed away, Toby still barks at night, which David believes is him saying good night to his owner. When John's best friend adopted Toby, he didn't just adopt a dog. He adopted a member of the family. Toby's story is a great example of how animals can sense when their owners are sad, and how they can comfort them during difficult times. It's also a reminder of the importance of adopting a pet, especially if you live alone. A pet can make you feel less lonely and can give you a sense of purpose. Plus, they're always happy to see you, no matter what kind of day you've had. Toby and David's story is a great example of this. After John passed away, David was feeling pretty down. He missed his best friend and didn't know what to do with Toby. But as time went on, Toby helped David cope with his grief, and they formed an even stronger bond because of it. If you're thinking about adopting a dog, please consider giving a rescue dog a chance. There are so many dogs out there who need loving homes, and all they need is a second chance. Who knows? You might just end up saving a life. Toby is a very lucky dog. He has a new dad who loves him very much and will take care of him for the rest of his life. I hope you enjoyed this touching story about Toby and David. If you did, please share it with your friends and family. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.